Hey, good morning. Today is Friday, the 3rd of January, 2025. It's going to be hard to remember to say that. I'm Wes Fryer. This is another episode of a series I call Wisdom with Wes. This is going to be advice for 2025, and I want to talk about media diet, building community, and health and wellness. So it's cold today. It's like 34 degrees here in Charlotte, and man, there's supposed to be a pretty bad winter storm that's coming into the Midwest of the United States, and wow, that's so pretty. There's downtown Charlotte. I don't know if you can see that, if it's gonna look at that. It's the downtown Charlotte skyline. I was here donating blood. Man, and this is the first time I've been inside this hospital. I do oral history work as a volunteer at the Mint Hill Historical Society, and there have been a number of people who are in their 80s that we've interviewed that were all born here. So lots of people have been born at this hospital. What advice do I have for 2025? This is the advice I am going to try and take, things that I am going to try to do. First off, media diet. We need, pardon me, we need to be very careful and deliberate about the things we put in our body. And that goes for physical stuff and food, but it also goes to the mental stuff, the things we watch, right? And so one of the things that I have started to do in the last year is, I've started to create more video content, and I'm becoming more aware of my media diet and trying to be careful with what I consume, how much I consume, and just that whole thing of like, what am I watching? How am I spending my time? Short form video is really, really powerful. And sometimes these videos are a little longer than short form. Like this, I don't know how long this will be. This will probably be it'll probably be more than 5 minutes. I used to never shoot vertical video, by the way. I would try to teach teachers and others, hey, you gotta shoot wide video. Well, so many people consume media on their phone, right? I'm shooting this on my iPhone. And our media diet affects us. It affects the ideas that we not only have consciously, it affects our subconscious, it affects our dreams, it affects the inner dialogue that we have with ourselves, who we tell ourselves that we are. The record, remember records? Did you know about record players? It's the internal record that we play in our mind telling ourselves whatever, like the messages that we believe, right? Because if we hear something enough and you hear it over and over again, you will believe it. I will believe it. That's one of the things that's really dangerous about propaganda and political propaganda, but also advertising and all kinds of media messages, is our brains are influenced by the intake that we have, and that comes out in different ways. You know, I just gave blood here, and so they pricked my finger, right, and checked my hemoglobin, my iron count, you know, and took my pulse and blood pressure. Like, I'm going to have manifestations in my physical measurements, like blood pressure and pulse and hemoglobin, depending on the things that I've been eating, the diet that I've had, the exercise I have or haven't been doing, and there's all kinds of ways it's shown. So my encouragement to you, to myself, is be very aware of media diet. You know, use the tools. I need to do this on the iPhone and Android as well. You can see screen time. You can see a total amount of screen time. You can see a breakdown, and just think about, well, how much of my screen time how much do I want to be spending time on my screen? So it's not just a quantity. It's also it's also how much you are actually. I got to stop for a second here. Okay, so we had somebody asking for directions. This is the first time I'm here, but I do know where the entrance is. All screen time is not created equal, right? And a friend of mine actually just quit TikTok and deleted TikTok off his phone. And he noticed that he was just spending a lot of time, and he decided he wanted to spend that time differently. So media diet, super important. Think about that. Take action on that. Use data. You know, use the tools that are built into our smartphones. Take the pulse of your own media diet. Consider who it is that you're watching the most. Who are the influencers that you're trusting? And make sure that the ideas that those people are sharing with you are the ideas you want to marinate in. You want to, spend a lot of time thinking about and listening to. Okay, so that's number one. Number two is building community. I think I'm going to write a post about this. It's like convictions and suspicions, because like there's things that I suspect are going to happen, but there's stuff I'm totally sure of. I am 100% positive that we need to build community. I need to build community. We need to live in community. And that is both virtual and physical. Like, there is a lot of value in being able to connect to other people that we respect, we love, we want to, hang out with. I mean, as a Christian and a follower of Jesus, it's a big deal to know prayer concerns. I believe prayer works. I've experienced this in my life. But we need to build physical community with our neighbors, like that we literally live next door to and that we're connected to. I think in 2025, it's going to be crazy. I think that we've had a breath here, a pause before the storm. Like, unfortunately, there were some acts of terrorism that just happened, in New Orleans, in Las Vegas. We have wars that are going on across the oceans. But there's stuff going on here, and we've got a new administration coming in to the White House, returning to the White House. It is going to be wild. And so media diet plays into that, but also community, because one of the ways that we can feel safe, we feel connected, and we feel well is that we live in community with people who care for us, who love us, who check in on us. That's so important. So I'm excited at school to have a group that what do we call it? The Payday Happy Hour group. Is that what we're calling it? Anyway, basically it's the first Friday. Maybe it's the first Friday Payday Happy Hour. So like whatever the Friday is that's closest to payday, we get paid in the middle of the month. We're getting together. We found a little tavern that's not far from school. We got together at one of our teachers' houses. In December, I cooked a brisket. We had some beer from Canada, and we talked. We visited. Hey, around the fire pit. That was cool. It was a little chilly, not as chilly as it is this morning. But anyway, building community. So doing that at school. I'm looking over here. In fact, I'm going to record another video here in a minute. That's our church, Caldwell Presbyterian Church in Uptown Charlotte. I love our church. But I don't love the building. I love the people. I love the community. I love the way that our Caldwell community loves and cares for people. I love the radical welcome that we have for everyone. I love the fact that, hey, God's love is for everybody. Okay? Everyone. Doesn't matter how you look. Doesn't matter how you show up. Doesn't matter how you identify. God's love is for you. That community is super, super important, and I want to continue investing in that community. But then also online communities. I'm excited to be a part of the Media Education Lab. I do monthly webinars for them on the first Monday of each month. We'll be doing one on Blue Sky coming up on January 6th. They have a conference that's coming up the 9th and 10th of January. I'm going to build community. I'm going to connect with other people. And I know that's positive. I know it's good. So media diet, community, last thing is health and wellness. Okay, here we are in front of the hospital, right? Like, I'm actually happy that I haven't had to be in here before, because, I've gone to the emergency room before for kidney stones and, some other situations. Boy, let me tell you, you never, ever want to experience kidney stones. And unfortunately, I've experienced that more than once. Health and wellness, diet, exercise, avoiding ultra high processed foods, trying to eat a lot of vegetables, being aware of how many carbs and sugars that we're putting into our body. You can actually physically see this in my face. I have gained back the 50 pounds that I lost in 2022. My wife lost 50 pounds too. And that was right before we moved here to Oklahoma. Well, guess what? I want to lose that again. I'd like to maintain that. I don't want to be a yo-yo, which means you're going up and down, with your weights. It's hard to lose weight. It's also tough to keep weight off. It makes such a difference to not be hauling around an extra 50 pounds of weight. Oh my gosh. So, yeah, this holiday we've been watching videos, and you see in videos and, pictures of yourself, like, you can see health. You have a manifestation of it. So anyway, I'm trying to make that a priority, and I'll be sharing about that as well. So what is my advice for 2025? It's 3 things. I'm going to try to do these things. I'm going to try to focus on my media diet, be very intentional about my intake, my quantity, as well as quality. I'm going to try to build community, both at school, at church, in our neighborhood, and online. And lastly, health and wellness, attending to the diet. I'm the person who loves to cook. I do all the shopping pretty much for groceries and stuff in our family. In fact, I just made a cookbook, Friar's Family Favorites, 30 of our favorite recipes. I don't have it on Amazon yet. Hopefully I'll have it on Amazon before we go back to school on Monday. But the print version and the PDF version is available. You can go to books.wesfriar.com and you can click the link. It's still free. Anyway, like cooking, shopping for food, health, wellness, exercise, it's all important. So you can connect to me by going to wesfriar.com. I started a new Patreon called Dangerous Ideas with Wes Friar over the holidays, and you can check that out. But all those links are on wesfriar.com. I hope you have a fantastic day. I hope you have a healthy and well day. I hope you're not having to go here, either for yourself or for others. Blessings to you in 2025. Bye-bye.